In a quaint African village of Oma, where meandering paths wound through a tapestry of blooming green grasses and beautiful trees, lived Edna and Daniel as a romantic pair. Edna was a passionate dancer who excelled in all dancing competitions in and around the village. She often thought that she would go to bigger stages. This confidence always reflected in the enchanting landscapes around her. Daniel was a teacher who met Edna one fateful afternoon at a village dancing festival, where her beautiful dancing skills were on display. Their connection was instant, like the moment lightning kisses the ground. Subsequently, they spent hours together, sharing laughter and dreams. Their love deepened as they spent more time together. Intimacy was ruled out as they wanted to get married first. As weeks turned into months, the air grew thick with an unsettling tension that neither could quite place. It began with whispers in the dark. Edna would wake up in the night, feeling as though eyes were watching her in her house. Shadows seemed to dance a little too freely, flickering at the edges of her vision. When she told Daniel about it, he brushed it off, dismissing it as the mind's folly, the product of vivid imagination. But Edna could not shake the feeling that she was being followed by a shadowy figure. One evening, while both of them were strolling, Edna noticed a figure lingering at the edge of their path. A slight chill ran down her spine, and she grabbed Daniel's hand tighter. "Do you see that person?" she whispered, pointing to the shadowy figure. Daniel squinted, but the figure had vanished into thin air. "I don't see anyone, Edna, maybe it's just a trick of the light," he reassured her, but Edna felt far from reassured. Then, one night, Daniel decided to spend the time with Edna. They went out as usual and strolled hand in hand to Edna's house, a place where they had shared countless dreams and stolen kisses. Her house was in a lonely part of the village, and she hoped that being with Daniel there would bring peace to her troubled mind. No sooner had they relaxed in the house than the whispers returned, echoing through the trees. Time was almost midnight. Suddenly, a sharp knock echoed from the door. Startled, Edna turned to Daniel, who looked equally perplexed. "Who could it be at this hour?" Daniel asked, the concern etching lines on his brow. There was no answer. Daniel got up and approached the door cautiously, Edna's heart pounding. With a deep breath, Daniel opened the door, revealing nothing but the silent forest outside, blanketed in moonlight. "It's probably just the wind," he assured her, but Edna's unease blossomed. As they settled back inside, a shiver ran through the air, carrying an unspoken message. But then, the sound of footsteps broke the stillness, a rhythmic tapping, drawing closer. Edna's heart raced as she peered out of the window, and there, standing under the moonlight, was the figure she had seen before. She couldn't tell if it was a man or woman. "Daniel," Edna breathed, but he was already moving toward the door, curiosity piquing his interest. "Stay here," he instructed, his voice steady. Claire's protests were swallowed by the darkness as Daniel opened the door once more. "Can I help you?" he called out, but the woman only smiled, an unsettling grin that sent chills racing down Edna's spine. Without warning, the lights inside the room flickered and went out, plunging them into pitch darkness. Edna rushed to the window, peering out, but the woman had vanished. Panic surged through her, and she turned but couldn't find Daniel. "Daniel," she shouted, but the darkness swallowed her voice.